Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. And since it's New Year and we always say Happy New Year, I figured it was a good day to talk about happiness. And not everybody's happy. It's hard to have a Happy New Year if you're not happy. So I want to say a few words about that. The only reason I do these talks is because of the interconnectedness of life. We're all connected. We're all connected on some level, whether we're aware or not. So the more aware and sensitive a person becomes to this, the more we understand that when one suffers, at some level, we all suffer. So again, it's actually the ultimate selfishness. I'm helping myself by helping you. And some of you are very happy. This isn't going to help you probably, just I'm preaching to the choir. So really the person that I'm reaching out to is the person that sees this video that maybe is in a dark moment in their life and are not happy. And so the thing I want to say about it is that the happiness is your responsibility. It's actually a choice, and it has everything to do with your mindset, what your dominant thoughts and where you're putting your thoughts. And so because life is dynamic, we can have these ideas, but then some event happens and we react to it, and then we're like, well, that doesn't work because I'm feeling horrible. Okay, so it's kind of a technique that you can train yourself with. And so you reflect upon a moment. So basically, problem, solution, right? Or challenge, solution. When you're feeling down and you feel like you're hopeless and you're not sure what you're going to do or where you're going to go or how you're going to get to where you want to be, or just you just want to be happy and you don't know how to be happy. A lot of times this is a disruption that's created in our psychology because we're putting happiness into some external thing, another person, some relationship, some material thing that makes me happy, that person makes me happy. And that's not really how it works. Actually, you're happy and you associate that happiness to the event. So if you're in one of those dark places, what you can do is just take a few minutes and close your eyes and look back at a moment in time when you were really happy, something that just you were so involved in that moment, and it brought you joy and it brought you excitement and it brought you all these positive feelings that we want to have all the time or as much as possible. And it can be anything. So for example, myself, there's more than one event, but you know, I can think about the moment when I first met my wife before we were married. And as soon as I met her, it's literally like the love at first sight cliche, but really it was like just like I knew this person and I loved this person. I just had to figure out a way to be with this person. And obviously there was the physical attraction and the sexual attraction, but it was something even deeper that I didn't understand at that time. You know, so that's like a high point. And then you go into your life and maybe you get in an argument. So now it's like, oh, now I'm not happy, or this person isn't making me happy. So basically, I can just close my eyes and I can reflect upon that moment. Okay, and this is just an example. It can be anything. It can be the birth of your child. It can be that you won some award or some prize, or you got a good score, or you got a raise, or somebody gave you a compliment, right? Anything that's meaningful to you. So that was an exciting moment in my life that I easily remember all the details. So I close my eyes and I recreate how was I feeling and what was it like. And you basically bring this feeling up again into your consciousness. And what you begin to realize is that it's the feeling, it's not the person. I chose to be happy because if my attitude was different or my mood was different, that person isn't going to improve it, right? I was open to the possibility of being happy. And so that's why I had that memory and it made me feel those. But once I understand that, I can go back to that feeling. And if you need to go through the steps, you can reflect on the events that made you feel that way. But once you get practiced in it, like any skill, you don't need to go through all the steps. You just go immediately to the feeling. Okay, so that's really the technique that I'm sharing with you. If it's something that you need, you find yourself down, just take a few minutes, close your eyes, reflect upon that moment that was really impactful for you in a positive way, that made you happy, that made you joyous, and filled you with that love and that energy that inspires you. And you go back there. You go back there and you start to realize with practice that I'm responsible for my happiness. I can choose to be happy right now. I can choose to recreate that feeling in my life. Or I can choose to just be miserable and suffer. And either one is fine. They're equally good when you begin to realize that it is a choice. And you're not some leaf just blowing in the wind. You're actually conscious entity that can decide what you're going to focus on. And the emotions and everything ties together. Another thing is the posture. If you're like sitting like this, well, you're going to feel not. You sit upright. You put a smile on your face. Now your physiology is creating that blueprint for your mentality to follow. Okay, and we're going to talk. I'll talk more about that in depth in a separate video. But that's really what I wanted to do. Happy New Year. Be happy. If you forgot to be happy, find the happiness, go back to it, and keep it. Happy New Year.